Hey, good morning, everyone. So, I have a little task for y'all, okay? Alright, so first and foremost, hope everyone have an amazing day. My three things that I'm thankful for is direction, listening, and learning, okay? As always, I hope everyone doing well and have an amazing day. So, this is something I was thinking about. So, with my kids, when I had a vehicle, because I only had one now, but when I had a vehicle, I used to tell my kids, put electronics down, no phones, no tablets. Let's go get in the car. Now they'll have it with them, but we're not allowed to be on it. So, with my kids, what we used to do, we'll get in the car. I don't have no direction of where I'm going at, but we'll get in the car. So I will get to where the outside area where we stayed, because we stayed in an apartment place. And I have three kids with me, when they were all together. But I would ask them what direction we're going in. We're going to go left or we're going to go right. First one, they'll give me direction. So one say we're going to go left. Okay, we'll go left. Then when I get to the next intersection, I'm like, do you want to go left, right, or straight? Well, go that route. I have the next child to give me the next direction, and we'll go that route. Then we'll get to the next place. Then I ask the next child what direction you want to go in. And we'll keep doing that. And there's plenty of times I drove in places that I never been in. You understand? Parts of the city or different outside the city. Now, don't get me wrong. I put my GPS on so we know how to get back home. But this thing that I done was to help my kids to understand directions. Also paying attention to details. I always make sure, and then also let them know that if you don't ever allow yourself to learn something new, how will you know how to navigate somewhere else? So it's navigation, giving them the navigation tools, how to navigate. So I also taught them about whenever you get lost. Sometimes we get lost. So whenever you get lost, always you can either go left, keep going left until you make a big circle, or you can go right until you make a big circle. Whenever you lost somewhere, okay, if you're trying to get back home, because sometimes what the phone don't work. What if you don't have a signal? What if your battery goes out? You never know. Pay attention to those details. Also, this was to teach them how to learn and navigate the area you're in, because guess what? Life happens. So what if a road is closed down? Now you know how to navigate, how to get back home from a different direction. What if somebody's following you? Now you know how to navigate to get back home in a different direction. And I'm going to give you a prime example. Prime example is something that happened to me. Okay? Because we need to pay attention to details, and I'm going to get back, but I feel like I need to state this. So, when me and my kids was living together, there was a point that I was picking my kids up at a after school program. On the way going back home, I'm trying to get back into the regular lane, right? In the middle of the lane, and I'm getting back. But apparently, there was someone that decided to have road rage, right? Road rage. I didn't do anything wrong, but when they saw me getting over, which I had enough of room to do, they came behind me and sped up on me. Guess what happened? By me paying attention to the details, I noticed this person was following me. Yes, they followed me. Unfortunately, I'm not even gonna say. Yeah, I'm gonna say, unfortunately, it was someone of the opposite race. They followed me home, but I paid attention because you have to always acknowledge your surroundings. Now, I understand we all go down, sometimes it's a coincidence that we all go down the same roads. You understand? But pay attention to the details. Listen to the spirit inside of you. So I'm driving and I'm going, and where I live at, there is a cul-de-sac, I guess that's what you call it, in front of where on the school where we were staying at, where you can go in one way and come out the other. Once I noticed this person was following me, I decided to go into another lane. So I went into this cul-de-sac and this person followed me, and then they ended up drift off. They didn't know that I ain't lived there. But what happened was this. I went around and came out and went to where I stayed at. And I was able, where I stay at, I could still see where the vehicle comes out. They waited. They was trying to find out where I stayed at. And I saw them drift off they drift off to the school to pretend like they was going to the school. But once they saw me get through, they turned around, went in the cul-de-sac, and came back out the other way. Okay. In this world, unfortunately, sometimes you're going to have to pay attention to the details. Again, everyone is in different levels, okay? And I'm not going to sit here and not give you heads up. Just pay attention. We all learning. But that's the beauty about learning where you live at and learning your surroundings, because you never know. Now, does this mean you're supposed to panic? No. You're supposed to be mindful of the directions that's given. That's it. So I went back, me and my kids, my daughter, cause I think it was my daughter with me at the time, because I went to pick them up. Yeah, and we were safe. We were safe because I allow myself to pay attention to the details. And not just that, I taught my kids the same. Always know multiple ways home. Okay? Always know multiple ways home. So just in case you feel some type of way, you feel like something's off, go a different route. But always make sure your parents are aware of where you're at, so just in case. Your parents need to know the different routes. You need to know the different routes. And if you don't have different routes, that's okay. But pay attention to details. And this is something I need y'all to understand. A lot of y'all kids, when y'all, the ones that are blessed to have vehicles to ride in, what y'all do? Sit there, have your tablets and your phone, and have your head down, ain't paying attention, right? So back in the day when parents or people needed directions, they didn't have GPS. We was GPS. You understand? That's how it goes. So when somebody be like, hey, excuse me, you know how to get to this store? Somebody be like, yeah, you go down 5 blocks down, or go three intersection down, or go down the street. You make that left at that store on the right, then you make another left on the other store, and they, I'm not going to give out names of stores, but, you do that. And then when you get to that house on the side, that Bertha house, that's that red house on the side, when you get there, I said, hey, when you get there, you stop there at the intersection, and then you veer off and you make a left. Once you make that left, you're going to go down 5 lights. When you get to the 5th light, it's going to be, it's this building, they got like this sign on the side, and these little, you get what I'm saying. Details. You pay attention to the details. You pay attention so much that you know when the buildings are gone. You know so much when the buildings have changed. You know so much, where if a person was on the street, you'll be like, yeah, that such and such, they always on that corner. Them and their friends on that corner at the store. You know these things. You understand? This is how we gave out directions back in the day. And you had to remember. A lot of times people didn't write it down. You literally had to remember. You're like, Lord, I hope I remember. And then guess what? Because they said, oh, that Bertha house with the red house, make sure you say, hey, by the time you get to Bertha house, they know that you forgot. You supposed to ask Bertha, hey, Bertha, such and told me, say, hey, but he was giving me directions. Can you give me the rest of the way? Because I so forgot. See, that's community service where you work together at the same time. But anyway, let's go back. So the thing about it like this, a problem we have in the world is, I'm going to call it what it is. If you would get kidnapped, would you even know where you at in your own neighborhood? See, this is the crazy part. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm on this, but this is the crazy part. A lot of folks that get kidnapped, right? They get frantic and panic because they getting kidnapped. And I'm not saying you're going to get kidnapped, but I need to understand where you're going. All right? Whenever you in a situation, you need to know where you at. You need to tell what lane you at least get an idea. So if you know your neighborhood, if somebody would kidnap you, you at least know majority of the way, because you was paying attention to the details. So just in case, 9 times out of 10, a lot of times people that kidnap folks, they going down a couple streets not too far from where they was at, and you could get back home. I know. While we on this topic, I'm just saying in general. Am I saying people gonna keep kidnapping? Nah, I just need to give examples of how we need to pay attention to details. You need to know how to get back home. You understand me? A lot of y'all sit back and y'all in these tablets and phones, but guess what? What if the battery dies? What if you don't have any signal? Do you know how to get back home? A lot of y'all don't know. You can know the address all day, but if someone were to ask you directions, could you give it to them? Or are you going to wait till they put in the GPS? If someone say, how do you get to your house from the school to the house? How you get there? What's the fastest way to get from the house to the school to the house? What's the fastest way to get from your house to your grandmama's house? What's the fastest way to get to your auntie house? How to get to the emergency room? What if you need to go to the emergency room and somebody picking you up and you in pain? They don't know how to get there because they out of town and they trying to take you to the emergency room. How will you give directions to get there? You don't have a phone. You in agony, you in pain, you don't know how to, you don't have that. So how can you get directions? We need to get to a point where we know how to get home. We need to know how to get outside of home. We need to get our heads outside of what's in our hand and look around where we at. So this is an idea for the ones that have a vehicle. I'm gonna start with y'all first. This is what I want you to do. Ask your kids a location, a store or something, and have them to write down the directions how to get there. Yep, have them to write down the directions on how to get there. Their way of directions. Let's see if they paying attention to where they live at. Let's see if they pay attention to what's going on around them. Because if they can't pay attention to that, how the heck they gonna go out here and know how to figure out stuff on their own? This is how you can be able to help build up their mental. So they can know how to have an understanding of the state of mind they in. So, what you do is have them write it down. Write down how to get to a location and get in the car. And you're going to follow their actual directions. This also help you out, parents, to not depend on the GPS all the time. Because guess what, y'all? How many of y'all, and yes, I'm talking to adults now because y'all need to help these kids out. How many of y'all been going to the same place out of town and still don't know how to get there? Because you've been depending on the GPS. You've been depending on the GPS, but we about to be out of service. Like, y'all got to figure this out. Y'all have to figure it out. You need to figure it out. How many of y'all got all of these addresses in your GPS and you've been going there for the longest, but you still don't know how to get there without it? Because you keep depending on somebody else to do the work for you. If it's that important, you will remember it. So, how are we going to teach our kids? How are we going to teach our kids to be able to appreciate the things that we have? Because what if we don't have them anymore? How are we going to still be able to navigate? It's no different than a compass. No different than a compass. Back in the day, they had a compass, but they also had the moon and they had the sun. Ain't it amazing how you need both in your life to be able to see where you're going? Because if you don't know the day, how you know how to navigate through the night? And if you don't know the night, how are you going to appreciate the day? So how are you going to be able to understand the directions you need to go and how to stay in your own lane? So it's time for us to be able to understand how to navigate stuff and not to keep depending on everybody else. And kids, I'm going to tell y'all, electronics and stuff is amazing, but at the end of the day, how are you going to survive without it? You don't know how everything going to go. Can you even afford it next year? What if technology just changed? Or what if I change my mind and just say, you know what? We ain't going to use that. We're going to use our minds and our spirit to navigate the world. How do you know? You don't know. No one knows. No one knows how this going to roll out. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. Y'all don't know. Because I'm like this. You don't appreciate it. Why we need to keep it? y'all really thought like I was gonna just sit back and just take the okie doke. This don't mean for everyone, but for the ones that don't know how to appreciate the mind that you have, how can you understand the vision that's in front of you? Yeah, tough love. I know. Oh, I don't like her. Join the team. Join everybody else. I get it. But you're going to love me because of the fact that now you understand how to appreciate the mind that you have. Y'all got all the tools to be able to navigate in this world within you. It's called discernment. But a lot of y'all don't know how to use it. And kids, I want you to recognize it. Know discernment. Discernment is not just navigating down the street, but it's navigating people as well. Some people are that car on the side of the road. Some of those people are that hole in the street. Some of those people are that caution sign. Some of those people are that flooded water that's ahead. Some of those people are that slope that you got to slow down on. Some of those people are the ice on the road. How you going to know how to navigate it if you don't know how to get back home? On that note, you have a blessed day.